Hello, I went to see Barbie yesterday and Barbie 2023. I loved it. I was very curious about this film. It's been so heavily hyped, and on Friday there was Ocean of Pink. Central London was full of people who were going to the cinema, who were celebrating. Lots of excited young adults in every shade, from magenta to cerise, from orchid to fuchsia. Yesterday when I turned up at the cinema, the staff were adorned with colourful scarves. It's delightful, and that's how the film starts, bright and dangerously fluffy. As I went in with my ice cream, I was wondering how the next 114 minutes would play out. The day before, I'd seen Wayne's World 1992 for the first time. That breaks the wall a lot. There's plenty of self-parody. I would say this has a fair amount of that kind of humour, deprecating themselves. For instance, the voiceover that goes note to the filmmakers, Margot Robbie isn't the right person to cast to make this point. It's really hard to describe, but I found it hilarious, and the audience laughed a lot. Maybe not everyone, and there were certain quips that went over my head as it was such a flurry of happenings. At times, I was staring at the screen, taking it seriously, and then the whole comedy of that particular situation fell into place once again. All is not well in Barbie world. That's the storyline. Not for our protagonist Barbie, who is having some troubling thoughts and is concerned about elements of her body. So she embarks on a journey to the real world. She wants to meet the young girl who had her as a doll. But Los Angeles isn't really ready for Barbie. And what's more, Ken has stowed in the back of her car. And when they're spotted skating through Santa Monica, the strange reflected relationships between the worlds become apparent, and all hell breaks loose at Mattel, with the board taking drastic steps in an attempt to put Barbie literally back in her box. It's so funny. Ryan Gosling's Ken was great. The whole of Barbie world is full of Barbies and Kens. Glanced down the very pink credit roll at the end reveals a plethora of Barbies and Kens. It isn't just the two characters. There's a whole range of them. There's stereotypical, but there's all the Barbie inventions over the years, over the decades. There are a few other named characters. There's Michael Cera, who's called Alan. There's an existential crisis, the whole rather fraught gender politics of today. We get an interesting look back on the history of the Barbie doll over the decades, all the way through from the 50s onwards. Ken is a great character as well, just how he finds a way of rebelling. He wants to challenge the situation in this mirror world that they live in and bring back what he's learned from the real world. So many little things that fall into place as you see the whole story. Some of the real world characters were great as well, notably America Ferrera. She plays Gloria, and Ariana Greenblatt plays Sasha, her daughter. They're great. There's Rhea Perlman, who plays Ruth, and Will Ferrell plays the CEO of Mattel. Thinking back on the film is so funny. It's hard to describe. And yet, there were times I was thinking, what's happening now? But it all fell into place. Loved it. I think Greta Gerwig is absolutely marvellous. Love all of her films. Miss America, Frances Ha. She's working with Noah Baumbach again. I think they're a brilliant team. I'd recommend go see this film. I know there has been disquiet amongst some people. I'm curious to see some of the detractors of this film, just to see what they say about it. I can't imagine. I loved it. I'd like to know any thoughts you have about it. I'm going to score this 9 out of 10. Also, the fact that it was pitched alongside Oppenheimer. We're getting Barbieheimer. And I don't know how that happens when you get two films which are expected to be really popular. I've yet to see Oppenheimer, and the reason I saw Barbie first yesterday was simply for timing. I went to see it with a friend. I'm really looking forward to finding out more what she thought about the film, because she got the bus straight afterwards. If you like this, please consider subscribing. Thanks. Bye for now. Greta Thunberg.